Because of the COVID, we decided to do a virtual Juneteenth celebration. So welcome to the holiday special. You're going to see wonderful video. We're actually here at Fort Negley, the birthplace of freedom in Nashville, Tennessee. So invite your friends, your family, and get the valuable history lesson here in Nashville. This is the most sacred, hollow ground. So now sit back, relax from wherever you are, maybe get a nice refreshment, and enjoy Juneteenth celebration.
Today is Juneteenth, 2020, the oldest black holiday in this nation. How did it happen? It happened because the Civil War ended and the black folks in Texas, our people, were not told until 2 days after the Civil War ended. So from Emancipation Day in 1863 till today, Juneteenth, 1865, they didn't know they were free. This day is important. We welcome you to come to help celebrate and pay tribute to the brave black men and women who fought the battle of the Civil War and won. We're going to be outside at Fort Negley in Nashville, Tennessee to pay tribute to the brave, courageous people who got us from there to here. Don't miss this celebration at Fort Negley today, Juneteenth.
This is a wonderful sacred ground. We're so happy to be here. This is a wonderful place, and I hope you leave here knowing some history. Standing on the shoulders of all the soldiers who fought, died, and were here. This is a sacred place. Thank you for coming. Let us begin.
Live from the foot of Fort Negley, standing in front of St. Cloud Hill. This is a heavy place, y'all. Let's go for a walk around it and up to the top and see what we can learn about this historical landmark sitting right in the middle of the city. The first marker. Birthplace of freedom. During the occupation of the city, thousands of African American men, women, and children fleeing slavery sought freedom in Nashville. The Union Army labeled them contrabands of war. Although the term referred to the escapees as property, the new policy granted African Americans a sense of freedom while undermining the rebellion at the same time. As the military became more dependent on the critical labor of African Americans, provided the focus of the war shifted from preserving the Union to ending slavery. In November 1864, the Army established a refugee camp near Fort Negley Overcrowding, exposure, disease, and want of adequate food, medicines, and clothing directly contributed to appalling mortality rates. Despite all of that, and all the conditions, African Americans chose personal independence over slavery. They secured their families, legalized their marriages, practiced their religion, and obtained educations for themselves and their children, many at Fort Negley, enlisted in the Army, joining 20,000 black Tennesseans who fought for the Union. Within a decade, the camp, a source of safety and community, grew into a thriving African American neighborhood. Yep. And that's how it happened.
Welcome home. Welcome home.
Now, we at the base of the fort, building Fort Negley. The centerpiece of the federal fortification effort in Nashville was Fort Negley. Contraband workers at Fort Negley, I think they stole workers. You are authorized whenever and wherever it may be necessary to call upon the inhabitants of the country in the vicinity of the works to furnish for the time as many laborers, Negroes, as may be necessary. To build Fort Negley, Captain Morton found little success requisitioning Negroes from the local pro-union slaveholders. Instead, the Army was forced to impress black laborers, both free and slave. As one Union soldier remembered, men were apprehended in barbershops, kitchens, and even churches and made to work on St. Cloud Hill. They'd just go up in a bar and just be like, hey, you about to be a worker now. Eventually, 2,768 men were officially enrolled as laborers at Fort Negley. The living conditions of these workers was hard. According to one Union officer, they had no tents and slept in the open air along Fort Negley hillside. That means they slept right up here on this hill, outside.
Where to go? In the house. Niggas drums in the house. The African Cultural Labs in the house. Judge Bell in the house. We got our Civil War soldiers in the house. We got chaos in the house. In 1862,
2,771 people of color like myself and yourself labored here building this fort we call Fort Negley, also known as St. Cloud Hill. They labored, they suffered, and they died building this fort, building a future for all of us to see. We are the answer to their prayers because they prayed for a better life for their people. And because of those prayers and a gracious God, we are here today. On behalf of my great-great-grandfather, Private Peter Bailey, Company K of the 17th United States Colored Troops here at Fort Negley, I bring you greetings. On behalf of my father, Wallace P. Burke, Korean Army veteran, now on in the heavens, I bring you greetings. And as a board member here at the Friends of Fort Negley, I bring you greetings also. I'm glad that the seed has been planted with the African American Cultural Alliance and all of those who join in with us today to honor all of our veterans of the Civil War and all wars after that. We're on hallowed ground. Somewhere on these hills, 600 to 800 men, women, and children died building this fort. Why? Because they were searching for freedom, searching for something better for all of us standing here today. So let us take a moment of silence for all of those 2,771 laborers who built this fort.
We made it to the top. I say thank all of y'all for tuning in, whoever tuned in. This was definitely a must because in all the excitement of Juneteenth, we wanted to make sure that we not only remembered, but we came to one of the most sacred spots in Nashville to pay our respects to all those freed and indentured workers that built this and defended it, making a swing in the Civil War. They chased Bedford Forrest back up Murfreesboro Road. They say some of them boys was 14 years old. They just picked up what they had, sticks, and they chased them all the way up Murfreesboro Road back to Murfreesboro. And that's Fort Negley. Won't you come? Won't you come?
Thank you for participating, watching, and enjoying the third annual Juneteenth celebration here in Nashville, Tennessee, sponsored by the wonderful young people in the African American Cultural Alliance. We hope you've enjoyed it. Call us if you want more information. We've been here for 38 years. We intend to be here 38 more. So this presentation is made for you, made for the public, made for the public to enjoy and use it, copy it, share it, and use it to teach your people, your young folks, that Nashville played a very important role in the Civil War and the civil rights. We're at Fisk Campus, and we hope you come and enjoy all of the symbols of victory from 1864, and especially Juneteenth celebration.
want to take this time as the sun is getting ready to set. People have spent the day in celebration, honoring and commemorating our freedom. We would be remiss to let this day go by without taking a moment to acknowledge the lives of those who made our freedom possible. Behind me is Fort Negley here in Nashville, Tennessee, built brick by brick by our ancestors who were enslaved, who fought as the United States colored troops to win the Civil War here on these grounds at the Battle of Nashville, 1864. And today we stand on these grounds. We're going to lend them our ashe, our energy, and let them know in the spirit realm that we have not forgotten them and their sacrifice. Those struggles that we face today are an extension of the struggles that they struggled with then, that they fought, that we are still fighting, and that we will not forget their fight. I will pour this water on the ground and call out and remember the United States colored troops. Ashe. We remember their sacrifice. Ashe. The blood that was shed. Ashe. Their bravery. Ashe. Their strength. Ashe. Their perseverance. Ashe. Their relentlessness. Ashe. And their hope. Ashe. I invite you to call the names of other freedom fighters, those that we know historically, those maybe even in our own families and lineage, that have fought for us, that have stood up for us, that have spoken for us, so that we could be free, so that we could be here doing what we're doing right now.
Harriet Tubman.
Ashe.
Fannie Lou Hamer.
Fannie Lou Hamer. Ashe.
Ashe.
Nat Turner.
Nat Turner. Ashe.
Ashe.
Queen Mother Ursula, Queen Mother Dodd,
Ashe. Queen
Queen
Mother
Mother
Ursula.
Bronson.
Ashe.
Yes, Ashe. Ashe. Our queen mothers, our beautiful queen mothers. Ashe. Call them out. Speak names. People in your family. Ashe.
Martin Luther King,
Ashe.
Malcolm X,
Malcolm X. Ashe.
Ella Baker.
Ella Baker. Ashe.
Ashe.
Charlie Sims,
Ashe.
Porter Sims.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Call them out. Invite them into this space. Ashe.
Denmark VC.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Marian Anderson.
Ashe.
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 Brother Tupac,
Ashe.
Alvin Ailey.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Black Jesus,
Ashe.
Gabriel Prosser.
Ashe. Ashe. Big Joe Duskin.
Ashe.
And to all of those names who we know in our hearts, we feel in our spirits, and that walk with us and keep us strong and uplift us and motivate us and continue to be that voice in our ear every day that we wake up in this skin, fighting what we have to fight every day in this skin, knowing that they've paved the way. We honor you. We love you. We cherish you. And we welcome you into this space. And we are thankful for your presence in our lives. Ashe.
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 Ashe. Oh.
Kwame, it's on you.
For me?
Tell everybody, let them know to enjoy this video about the play. It's for them.
Please take what you see today on your video screen, your cell phone, TV camera, and share this with everybody you see in the next 10 days. What you're seeing out here is the third time we've taken this ground over to declare it as holy ground for our people. So what you're going to see out here this few minutes, please share this with anybody you can. The young people of the African Alliance have put a phenomenal spin on what was used to be one or two people. No video, no social media. So we are so proud the next generation have taken this fight to the proper high-tech arena and fighting the good fight with the tools that they have now at their disposal. So please, take what you see today and share it with your grandmama, with your kids' teachers, with your coaches. This is information you won't find anywhere else except today on this spot. How did we get here? Well, a group of people in my church in 1978 decided to protest the unveiling of Nathan Forrest's bust at the Capitol in this city, downtown. From that protest, they unveiled it. We raised so much hell that morning, that day, that they were scared to arrest us because it was embarrassing to Governor Lamar Alexander, because we were there protesting the unveiling of Nathan Forrest. So that's been since November '78. What grew out of that was a need to pay tribute to the men who fought in the Battle of Nashville in 1864. And from that came the African Festival, Kwanzaa, and what you see here today. So everything is tied to everything, but it's about you taking a stand. It's about you deciding this is important. If you don't tell the story, nobody will. So the story has got to be told.
Tell us about Nathan's best report.
So we had no idea who Forrest was. We were just a young female and male church group in town. And we're told that this man named Forrest was a slave trader, a millionaire, a massacre of black troops, and the founder of the Klan. And we thought as a church group, if you're really going to witness to your religion, you should be there to be seen and clearly take no compromising position on this monster being unveiled in a public place. We are still fighting that battle since 1978, but it grows every year. There are more people who understand the importance of telling the truth about an incredible atrocity that happened throughout Tennessee because of Nathan Forrest. He has no right to occupy any public place where you're giving him credit for doing anything but what he did. So thank you for coming. Look at everything we do today, and thank these wonderful young people for putting this on. Go to your cell phone, pull up Nathan Forrest, November 1978, and you can just follow that all the way through. So every December 15th, we're here to pay tribute to the men who died fighting and defeating the Confederate Army in Tennessee, which became the last major battle of the Civil War. We owe them a lot. You owe them a lot. Thank you.